something really terrible has been happening to all the people I've had sex with. They're kind of dying.
I am so thrilled to chat with you both for this show. I watched the first 7 episodes of it, and I am in love with it already. It is funny. It is wild. It is so many great. And then Zosia, what about the material, about your characters really drew you in to want to be a part of this show?
I mean, it really is on the page. Like, the pilot is just so hilarious. And then the premise is just so wild and unruly. You know, this woman who is in her 30s, having a hard time finding love, finding out all the people she's ever slept with are dying. That's just like, you're like, I want to be a part of that. So it was sort of obvious. And then I think in a larger existential way, it's fun to ask these questions about love and relationships. It felt like a fun task.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about it so much today that it's sadly really rare that you read something and it just there's nothing that you would maybe like shift or morph a little, or you're like, oh, okay, maybe that'll change on the day. Like that it jumps out at you so instantly and makes you laugh out loud and makes you feel the feels. And it really was just it was like a perfectly baked cake that was just delivered, and you want to be a part of it. You want to say those words. And then when they told me that Steph was playing the lead, I was just like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to say those words with her.
We said a lot of words.
We said so many words.
You two have clearly connected perfectly in the time since. I love that. So Stephanie, I'll turn to you next, because one of the things I love about Ruby is that she is a three-dimensional character and that she has flaws, but yet she's also a very endearing person that you want to sympathize and empathize with. What is it like walking that balance from a performance side of her, of her bad side as well as her good side?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was something that was really important for Sally and Notch, right? And for me as an actor, to let her be flawed. Like, there are moments where I really want to protect her thought process, and like, I have to understand where it's coming from because I have to play her. But also, it is fun to be flawed. And also, we are flawed, and allowing this character to be imperfect, and just finding those moments of when you need to kind of protect her integrity and when you can just like let her out loose.
It makes for such a great character arc. And I can't wait for people to see it. And so Zosia, I'll turn to you next, because I love, very similar. AJ is someone who is still trying to find herself. She is in this relationship she's unsure of. She's having problems with her friend. What is it like, finding the heart of her and that balance through your performance?
I mean, I think similar to your first question, Notch and Sally did such an incredible job of creating these characters and making them wholeheartedly three-dimensional already. And then I think they also really allowed us the space to find them in the moment. And I think, they wrote such an incredibly funny show. It's so amazingly zany in its circumstances, but also we all kept coming back to this idea that these characters have to feel real. And I think oftentimes in TV shows and in film, we don't necessarily want to go to the unlikable, flawed places because it feels a little scary or uncomfortable. And I think it was really a through line that we kept trying to come back to, which is like, not everyone has figured everything out by this age. I think a lot of the times we see people, we play it, or we see characters in their teens or their 20s being messy or making mistakes, but by the time they get to their 30s, we're like, yep, they figured it all out. And that's just not real. That's just not reality or real life. And so it felt really fun, but also just really honest to play these characters who are in this romantic comedy chocolate shell, if you will, but also are maybe not totally realized entirely as human beings and are still taking the wrong path or making a wrong choice and not the perfect friend and not the perfect partner. And that was a really fun line to walk.
I really do love when shows can explore that side of things because it really does just make it more impactful for us. I see I've got to wrap up already, so I will get on out of here. But thank you both so much for taking the time. I truly love this show, and I can't wait to get the word about it and hopefully get another season, because I know there's plenty more room to go with this story.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care.
Dating is already impossible, and now people are dying. It's like, can you?
I cannot.